Welcome to another session of Microsoft Office Excel. And today we would like to learn on one very important function which we refer as Vlookup. Here I have sample data. It has a table, and then it has also some values which we need to do calculations on. Vlookup is under a category of functions which we refer as lookup and reference functions. So when you click on lookup and reference functions, then you can open the Vlookup function, where we are saying the Vlookup function is a function that looks for a value in the leftmost column of a table and then returns a value in the same row from a column that you specify. In this case here, we have different employees earning different amounts of money. And in this case, the different types of money determines how much they get as a reserve, how much they get as transport, miscellaneous, and home expenses. In this case, they are in a particular table. So we have our first employee here who is earning a particular amount. So we need to look at this table and see how much they will be able to get in terms of reserve, how much that they can be able to get in terms of transport by using the Vlookup function. So the lookup value normally is a value which is common on both tables. The lookup value is a value which is common in both tables, and we say in our reference table, that table must be sorted. The first column must be sorted in ascending order. So our lookup value here, we are using this net pay. So that's our lookup value. Then the table array now becomes this table. So you highlight your table. After highlighting your table, we normally have what we call cell references. So in this case, we don't want this table to move, so you make it absolute. In this case, you lock it by pressing the F4 key here. So you lock that table. See how our cell references have changed. Then the column index is, in this case, from our table, we need to know the reserve. So the reserve is in column 2. So you write 2. Then from there, you just click OK. So it tells you if this employee is earning this amount of money, then they are entitled to this reserve just by referring to the table. So you can copy down. So there it's able to distribute for you on the various reserves that are gotten by each employee depending on how much that they earn. Let's come to transport. Still looking on Vlookup. Go to formulas, lookup and reference, then Vlookup. So the lookup value, remember we said the value which is common on the two tables, and in this case is the net pay. So if you click on this net, that's what we want to know, how much. If somebody is getting that net pay, how much are they getting as transport? Then come to table array, then you select your table. After selecting the table, remember you have to make that table absolute so that it cannot move. So you make it absolute like that. Then the column index, now in this case for our transport, is column number 3. You write 3 here. So here you write column number 3. Then click OK. So it's able to tell you how much that you will be able to get in terms of transport if that employee is earning that amount of money. For miscellaneous, more or less the same thing. We go back again to formulas, lookup and reference, and then we have here what we call Vlookup. Lookup value, check on that amount. Then come to the table array, then you select your table. After selecting the table, remember to make it absolute. So in this case, I want to make it absolute so that you are copying, the cells will not move. Then in this case, the column index number, we want miscellaneous, that's column 1, 2, 3, 4. So you type there column 4, then click OK. Very easy to use the Vlookup, vertical lookup. Now, home expenses. Remember, you click always where you need your answer, lookup and reference, then go to Vlookup, then select that amount, come to the table array, then select your table, and after selecting your table, we don't want that table to move, so make sure you make it absolute. You need to make it absolute properly. So in this case, I make it absolute. Remember, to make the table absolute, you have to have a $sign between or before each cell. Please let me select the table once more. So I select my table, then I make it absolute. If not, then I have to type the dollars myself. In this case, remember, you put a $sign before the column letter, another $sign before the row number. We have to type, you type in a $sign again before the column letter, another one before the row number. So that's how we make the cells to be absolute. Then the column index number in this case is column 5, so you write 5, then click OK. Then copy down as number. Then here we need to get the how much that we get in terms of savings. In this case, we have been given a formula down here. Savings equals to the net minus total expenses. Remember, here we have the net pay, then we are assuming now all these are the expenses. So you say equals to, then you click on the net pay, then you'll be able to say minus, open bracket, then you'll be able to say the sum plus the transport plus miscellaneous plus the home expenses. Then you put that into the bracket. Then press enter. So in this case, we are able to get the savings, then copy down. Let me illustrate another worksheet where in this case we will be able to learn also how to use the Vlookup. I open another worksheet here. This is where I have the new worksheet. So in this case now, it assumes you have a business and then you are selling items and you need to refer there and then you are able to do the calculations. The objective of having it there is to help you perform calculations. So here, remember, this is our table, and as we said, the table must be sorted in ascending order. And then now we need to calculate the discount. So here we need to get the discount, and as you see here, the discount rates here are in percentage. So you click where you want your answer, go back to lookup and reference, then you say the lookup. Remember, the lookup value is that value which is common between these two tables, and in this case is the item. So I'll come here and use the item camera to look for the rate. Then you come down to the table array, select up your table. In this case, as you see here, I have defined the range of my table and given it a name as range. Just to show you how you give it a name, just highlight it. I write it up my table like this, and after highlighting, then you give the name. So it becomes easier to revert that instead of you now using the absolute referencing. So click where you want your answer, back again to formulas, lookup and reference. Then we have here lookup, then select up or click on the item, then come to the table array, select up your table. Here you don't need to put in the absolute referencing. Then come to the column index number. Then in this case, we want the discount. In this case here, you type the column 2. So you write 2. As you type 2, you notice here it's giving you the 11. Then you will come down, you come here at the end of the formula bar. Then you say what you have here is in percentage. Then you say multiply by the basic price. So in this case, we want to know how much discount that is covering because here we had only the rate. Then you click OK. And then you are able to put down. Then we have here now what we are referring as the gross amount. Gross amount now it means is the base pay minus or less the discount, which in this case you say equals to. Remember, we always use the cell references. Then click on this, subtract this one, then you say click enter here and you come down. Then the next one now we are going to use the Vlookup to characterize the VAT. Remember VAT here in terms of percentage depending on the item. So click where you want to calculate your VAT, then you go back to lookup and reference, then we say the lookup and lookup the lookup value, that common value, which in this case this item, then you come to table array, select your table, and remember in our table we have given it a name, which is called range. Then the column index number now you count the number of columns, 1, 2, and then that's column 3. 3 there. And then here, now you are getting up the percentage. So at the end of it, you'll be able to click at the end of the formula bar, put this one as a percentage, and then say multiply by, remember, this one is on the gross amount. So you click on this one. Then you click OK. OK, and then you'll be able to copy that. So this is the amount of VAT or tax we have. So to get the net amount, it will be equals to the gross plus the VAT. Then you press enter and copy your formula. And that's how we are able to illustrate on how to use the VLOOKUP. Thank you.